Today, we are going to talk about a feature inside of the DeltaNet that is managed by company and office administrators. And that's the ability to determine how company events are presented to your agents on their calendar. So you may or may not know, but within DeltaNet 7, if you are a company administrator, you actually have the ability of scheduling events. And these events can appear on your agents' calendars and give them the ability to register for events, get reminders about events, and even have things like follow-up surveys and emails that run following an event. So here's an example. This is an example of a calendar, and I can, as an administrator, go to the company settings and determine how events are displayed on my agent's calendars. You can turn on or off different events from displaying on your agent's calendars. You can change the color of how events are going to appear on the company calendar. You can highlight things like training events as a different calendar. You can turn on or off the ability for your company created events to automatically appear on your agent's calendars. You can make it so that agents that have not subscribed or registered to an event will not see that event appearing on their schedule. And you can also choose to show other agents' birthdays on your agent's calendars with a toggle. If I'm a company administrator, I have the ability to add an event, and within this event, you can make this available to the entire company. So we might say this is going to be an office training. And this is either going to be a standard event, a training event, or you can actually create your own event types, maybe like holiday parties, or if you've got some sort of different weekly huddle that you do, you can name that event and give it its own color and dedicated appearance on the agent's calendars. You could set the date and time that the event is going to happen. So we could say maybe this is going to be a Saturday event, and this is going to happen at 5:30 p.m., and this is going to run until 8 p.m. Or you could check a box and say that's actually an all-day event. Next, you could say if this is a reoccurring event. So if this is going to be a daily huddle or a weekly stand-up meeting, I could come in here and say, hey, you know what? This event is actually going to repeat indefinitely. So every 1 week, we're going to say on Saturdays, this is going to always be a standing calendar event that you can register for. It's an ongoing training series. Next, you can determine who can see this event. If it's public, everybody in the company will be able to see it. Or you can lock it down and say only these specific offices or these specific agents are actually available to register for this event. So you can lock it down by office. Next, you can determine a location for the event. So if I say, for example, Delta Media Group, we know it's going to be at the office. And then you could put any details of the event. This is your standard. What you see is what you get editor. You can embed images, video. We could say this is a custom training event for our Sunset Strip office. And then there's this drop-down menu for advanced settings. Advanced settings are going to give you some extra cool abilities. So you could say any agent that needs to register for the event needs to contact an admin, or they have to register through a registration link. Or you could say, hey, you know what? Nobody is allowed to register for this event. It's not required. Anybody can just show up. If you have registrations turned on, you can limit the number of people that you want to allow for the event. So maybe you could say, hey, we can only fit 20 people in our office. And then you can have somebody join a waiting list in case somebody no-shows. You can require attendee names. You could set up reminders and say, hey, you know what? We want to send a reminder 1 day before the event or 1 hour before the event. We want to notify the agent via email and SMS and app notification that there's a reminder for the upcoming training event. This will automatically send them an email and a text message and a push notification with that reminder on the frequency that you've set here. And then you can set up a designated follow-up. So you could say, hey, 3 hours after the event is over, we want to send everybody an email asking them to give us details and feedback about how they thought the event went. So please provide us some feedback on the event. You can also set up notifications and say, hey, email me whenever somebody does register for the event, or notify their office manager if somebody registers or cancel. You could set additional agents or admins to get notifications. So if somebody does register, and even though I'm the event creator, I might not be the organizer, you want somebody else to get notifications about the events, you can do so. By checking a box, you can show other agents who else is already registered for the event. And then finally, you can set up a designated URL that says after they register, maybe you want to take them to a thank you for registering page or to some other formal, like maybe it's a paid training and you want them to go to PayPal. and submit the cost for actually registering for this training. And then finally, you can set up an event reminder that will run to everybody in the company, even if they have or have not registered. So you get that opportunity to say maybe the day before or the day of the event, you're going to send out one more notification asking them to register for the event. So this is a full and true event scheduling and management platform. It allows you to keep track of how many people are registering. It will give you a breakdown of all the people that registered and attended that specific training or event. And that is all done directly through scheduling an event off of the calendar widget within the DeltaNET. After you have run events, you can come in here and you can actually filter your calendar by those different types of events, or as an admin, add a new event type. And if you've run events in the past, you can get an attendance history of all of your prior events, which will generate a CSV and tell you all the people and the number of registrants that you had for each of the events that you've managed. If you're an agent and you see an event on the schedule, you could simply tap the button and you're going to see that I have the ability to register for this event. So this is a reoccurring event. I can copy the registration link. I could go ahead and register myself, or I could register other people. If I'm an admin, I could register other people to the event and see how many were going. And then I'll see a description of the event, and I could choose to include this in my ICS feed. So once I register, it's going to add that event to my personal calendar, so I make sure I remember to attend the event. So that's a quick overview of the event scheduling capabilities of the DeltaNET. Again, you can have multiple calendars, multiple training types, send those ICS links out to your agents so they can register without even needing to sign into the system. If you want, you can have them linked to a separate page after they've registered for the event to do things like collecting money if it's a paid event. And if you have any questions about the event system within DeltaNet 7, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at support@deltagroup.com. Thank you.